I'm Catherine Blob, and I am a box truck strategist, and I also am a local SEO, local business strategist with local pays profits. So today I want to welcome you to my channel. And today I'm going to start a series on how to use your box truck to start a moving business. So you know it's moving season and everybody's excited. I've been inundated with calls. If I get a call while we're on my mind, I will stop the recording and continue later. So basically, moving season means there are a lot of families and individuals who live in a city that you currently are in, or they live nearby where you currently are. So they're looking for movers, whether that be local, long distance, or international. So what I want to do is a series on how to use your box truck to start a business. Okay, moving is a very seasonal business. Usually it goes from the time school's out and it's very busy until they go back to school, the children go back to school, and then you have year round, but not as much as you do during the summer, okay? Because people move all the time, and so that's why it's a very good business model if you have a box truck or you're looking to buy a box truck. Now, if you want to schedule a one-on-one strategy session, business strategy session with me to discuss different business models with your box truck, you can look in the description box below and I'll put the link there, and you can reach out to me. And there is a fee for the one-on-one session, and it is $300 for an hour. And then you get a bonus of 30 minutes where you can have a follow-up session and you can ask me questions about, the things that your processes you're going through, and, questions about general things or more specific questions about, either moving, box truck business, as far as contracts, and things like that. So you'll find that in the description box below. Let's get started. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen with you. And the first thing I want to get into is why a moving business is so lucrative. Okay, so a moving business is lucrative, as I just explained, because a lot of people are in the process of relocating for jobs. They may buy a new house, they may move from their apartment to a new apartment. So, you have to have a strategy of who you want to serve. Do you want to serve people who are moving locally? Do you want to serve people who are moving long distance, or a mix? So what is the first thing you would need to do? Well, you would need to get, first of all, an assumed name. And you can go through your county and you can find out information about, come up with a name, and then you would go to the county to register the name. Now, the name can be anything that you choose, but you want it to be related to keywords. And so one of these sessions is going to be about local SEO, because when you start a business, there are elements in their processes. So you don't do it overnight. Yes, you can start a business. It probably take you a few days, but you want to do it in a way that is going to be beneficial to you and where customers can find you. So the first place I would tell you to start, I would tell you to start from the viewpoint of the customer. Okay, so you have your box truck, or you're looking to purchase a box truck. So now you've got to think about your marketing. Okay, that is the biggest success story for movers, is that they have an excellent marketing program. So what I usually tell my clientele is start with a website. It doesn't have to be a big website. Doesn't have to have a whole lot of pages, but it has to be enough to put information in front of people that you want to serve. So that's where I would tell you to start. Get your website. And if you need website services, you can reach me through the description box below, and I can get you started on your website. Now, the reason that you would want a professional website is because websites are not just brochures or pictures, but they are actually keyword based. Okay, so you're competing. When you open a business, you are now competing in the marketplace. So the way that you compete in this day and time is through keywords and through online marketing. Okay. Yes, you can still do flyers, you can do business cards, but when people look for movers, they're basically going through search. Okay, so that can be Google, Bing, or Yahoo. So that's a start. That's where they start. They don't call based on any yellow pages. They're going to the web. So you want to make sure that you first of all have a web presence. Okay, you can start off with a simple website with 5 pages. I'm looking to build my site to 1,000 pages, but you want to start with at least 5 pages. And you want to start with, first of all, your home page. You want to start with the services you offer. You want to have, a list of other services, a blog possibly, a contact us page. Those are your basic pages, and whatever services that you're providing. So if you're providing local and long distance, you would want that information there as well. Now, any other services that you may offer, like packing, and that can come later. Okay, but you basically want to start off with at least 5 pages, and your contact page and your services page is very important. Okay, so here's the home page for this particular website. And as you see, there's a button here. So what happens is if they click on this button, it goes into, calling the business. So, you want to make sure that, you're using all your tools to generate bid calls to your business. Because the first step is to get a quote. So what I recommend is to give them an incentive to fill out the quote form, or the opt-in form, as we call it. Okay, so this is the opt-in form, and this is something that you want to have, and get their information, make it as simple as possible. For me, I've updated it to add address as well as zip code, because then it cuts down a lot of time. Okay, when you're involved with customers, you want to get to the point. You want to have the information that you need, so that when you do follow up with a phone call, then you're able to give them exactly the information that they're, seeking. You don't want to spend a lot of time having to, um, be redundant. So you want to get to the point. You want to have the information that you need, so that you're giving them an accurate quote. Okay. So when it comes to quoting customers, this is not anything that I can necessarily teach you. What you would need to do is go to your competitors in your marketplace and find out what they're charging for moving. Okay, so most movers, they start off charging for a flat rate for 2 hours. So you want to find out what those hourly rates are in your neighborhood. Now, in terms of your website, there's elements to a website that makes a website easy to read, that makes it, very customer friendly. And so those are the type of things that you want to include in your website. Okay. Then you want to have testimonials. You want to give them the option of, getting their questions answered at a glance. So, I created most asked questions. And so that helps the customer through the process, so that when they talk to you, they're ready to do business. Because a lot of people, they're looking for content and they're looking for information when they first come to your site to decide whether or not they're going to make that call, or whether or not they're going to fill out the form. So they usually, come and they scroll and they see exactly, what is offered. Okay, and if you're going to meet their need. And then there's a trust factor. When they come to the website, they want to know whether they can, feel comfortable to trust you, because then, you're getting access to their personal belongings, to their house or apartment, to their credit card number. And so there's a series of things, that they're going to have to, information and exposure they're going to have. So basically, this gives them a feel for you and the business, whether or not they can trust you. What type of business you have. Does it look like it's a fly-by-night business, or does it look like it's a legitimate business? And the way they can tell that is by, just scrolling through and seeing what you have. So basically, they basically want to know where you are in the world, in their town, in their region. They want to see that you have social proof. They want to see that, the information is easily accessible. They want to see, testimonials, which are here. If you can get a customer to give you a recorded testimonial, that is very uh, good as far as social proof for your business, and it gives you a good look. So these are the type of things that, customers are looking for when they're looking for a movie company. So I always tell people, start with the web, because that's always where you're going to end up. People are going to come online, they're going to search. Based on that search is whether or not they come to your website and they, give you information where you can follow up with a phone call or email. So you always want to start first with your moving business with a name, assumed name, and with a website, and go from there, okay? So I'm talking to the people now who either have invested in a box truck or will soon have access to a box truck. So this is where you want to begin. So, you can create your own website, but the only thing is if you don't understand SEO in your local market, or if you don't understand structure of a website, yes, you can create it, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be found. Okay, so if your website is buried on page 20 and the people that are getting the calls are on page 1, then of course you know that you're not going to get a lot of calls and your marketing is not going to be at the level that it should. So my suggestion to you is to immediately begin advertising. And there are several ways that you can advertise, and your advertising can be directly connected to your website. So this website will allow you to, advertise. And so when people come, they're looking for, the attractiveness, not necessarily of how beautiful it is, but does it fulfill their, immediate need or solve their problem? Because you're now a problem solver. And so people are looking for something that will help them solve their problem. And so you want to do it in such a way that, when they come here, they're finding a solution. So I mentioned a services page, and this is the services page here. And the services page goes into what actually the services you offer are, and, what they can expect as far as if they need packing, if they need just the truck loaded, or say they have a container like a pod, or a pack rat, and they just want it, loaded, and the company will come pick it up. So, of course, you're going to experience all kind of people who have different needs. And so, you want to put yourself in the best position to fulfill those needs. So whether it's packing, whether it's office moving, commercial moving, furniture assembly, pressure washing, and there's just so many options when it comes to a moving service of additional services that you can offer. Okay, so you always want to make sure that you have your services available, and you want to make it as clear and concise as possible. Okay, so as far as a blog is something that can help you if you are new to the movie business, to get going, right away, because then that's going to help you to get in the search engine faster. It's going to help you. Once again, it's all based on keywords. And if you don't understand, the keywords that are popular in your particular region of the country, if you don't understand certain elements of SEO, then you would need to, hire someone to help you with this. So, okay, so here's the blog, and right away, it offers, a free offer. So it's telling, them that if they can get a free copy of What Does It Cost to Move in Houston, okay, they click this button, and then it will take them to an infographic that will, kind of break down how movers divide, the price for the move. So, it explains the essential, factors that are used by movers to help individuals move, and how, how they come across as far as what they're going to charge. Okay, so flights of stairs, and if you realize it or not, the opt-in form that we had, and I'm going to go back and show you, it adds the number of floors that the individual has to climb to get to their location. So usually it's an apartment. So either you have to climb stairs or you have to use an elevator. So those are factors that help determine um, the price of the move. The amount of items that the individual has. Usually what you want to do a inventory, or you want them to tell you, what items they have, so that you can determine the amount. The location. Location has a lot to do with distance between the 2 points, or if there are additional points, that have to be traveled. So they may start off at a house or an apartment, may have to go to storage, pick up or drop off some things, and then go to the destination, or go to another location like a home of a relative and pick up items. Sometimes, you can get a move that there may be 4 stops. So all of that is taken into consideration of the price. Okay. Um, the organization of the move. Is the person packed? Are they ready to go? Is it gonna, be delayed? And so that's a time factor. And of course, most moves you're on the clock. And so this is just giving the customer an idea. So these are some of the tools you can use, to conduct, some marketing for the business. You have to have tools, and so you have to either develop tools and graphics, or you can pay someone to do that, and we do offer that service. Okay, so that's just one element of your website. Your website is going to consist of a lot of different elements. Okay, hold on 1 minute, please. Hello, Pro Movers Houston. May I help you? Hello? 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 Okay. Okay, so now we want to talk about Google as a search engine. So on Google, you do want to have your business prominently displayed. So you want to have your information so that when people come to, you know, your page and they want information about your company, you see it's connected to the website, and you can also save the information. You want to have your Google reviews here. You want to have, you know, your information so they can call. Um, and then you want to also have additional information here so that they can learn more about, you know, you, some points of interest, things like that. So you do want to establish your Google page, and you want to place some information here about the business so that people can quickly, you know, scroll through and see, you know, if you serve their area and so on and so on. Okay. And people always look at reviews more so than ever because people do want to do business with reputable companies. So you want to make sure with you being new is that you are asking for reviews and requesting reviews. Say you started, you know, 6 months ago or whatever. You want to request information from reviews from those individuals who have used your service in the past, because then that makes you credible and it gives you like an instantaneous boost in terms of getting, you know, credibility as a company. So, like I said, it doesn't happen overnight. It does take time. However, you are as important in the marketplace as the next business because you're providing a solution to a problem. So I said I was going to go back quickly and mention why that object form is so important as far as how you structure it. So if you remember on the infographic, it said that you know, it said that if you have flights of stairs, a freight elevator, whatever. Okay, so this is where you're going to first find out the information. Okay, and that's so important because it has a lot to do with how long the move is going to take. So if you see here, I have the number of floors. Now, this only allows for third floor and stairs or elevator, but other would describe if they're on the 20th floor, the 30th floor, the 45th floor, depending on, you know, the size of their apartment building. So some people may be on the 40th floor. Well, that's definitely going to impact time because you have to use the elevator, and the elevator, even if it's a freight elevator or you have to use a dock for that move, that is going to add to the time that it's going to take to get everything out of that particular apartment down to the ground floor to the truck, you know, through the dock. Using the freight elevator, you may have to share the freight elevator. Even though they reserve it in advance, you still may have to share. So those are some of the basic elements of, you know, starting a moving business. You always want to start, you know, with your assumed name. You want to start with your EIN. You want to start with getting, all the information, starting the blog, because as I said, using keywords, the blog will SEO. However, you do need to know the keywords that are being used in the marketplace by people who are actually looking for a move. It doesn't do you any good to use keywords based on, say, some tools that you're using if that's not what the customer is using. You want to be using keywords that the buyers are using, not keywords that the business is using, and there is a difference. Okay, so as I stated, the blog is a good way to get started, and there's so much that you can do with the blog. You can shoot videos, on your actual moves, which will enhance, your business credibility. You can put some tips, for people to learn more about, exactly what they should do, if they have different, elements as far as, or different scenarios. So if they have pets, if they have, children, you want to offer them tips, because a lot of times people will read tips. They really like having tips. They like videos. And so, it makes for good visual. It makes for, keeping you in front of them. If you're putting information out there that is useful and that they can use to help them, then yes, you may get that call. You may get a request for a quote, because once again, you're offering a solution to a problem. So, you want to have everything together. If you don't like to write content, you can reach out to me. We have content writers who can help you with your blog. In terms of graphics, if graphics is something that's a strong point or not, you can reach out to me for that as well. So, you want to do the things that you're strong at. You want to use your strengths in your business, and then other things you want to outsource. So you always want to have information here for people, because what's going to happen is when they get to the search engine, these are the type of articles that are going to come up, because they're going to type in a set of keywords. And when they type in that set of keywords, what's going to happen is, you're going to appear. So this is why it's so important to use the keywords, as I stated, because you want to have something that's going to index your business and get you to the top of the fray, okay? Because there's a lot of people during moving season, a lot of companies, they don't even do moving until school's out, until the summer. So they start booking in advance, because then they know when they come in, they're going to come in, with the bang. They're going to have a lot of business immediately, where other businesses may not, if you're new, you may not have that same amount of clientele that's looking for you. So this is why it's so important to have a blog and to use keywords to blog with. So once again, reach out to me if you need help in this area. A moving business is an excellent business for a box truck. And even if you can get multiple box trucks, or in some cases, some people have one box truck and then they'll rent a U-Haul or some other type of truck, so they can have two trucks on duty. It's always good. You can do it either way, but if you have your name and your phone number on your truck, that's good. And if you don't, then you're really going to have to reach out to people this way. You're going to really have to reach out this way if you don't have your phone number on your truck, because then people are not visually able to tell who you are when they see you driving, or what your business represents. You can't park your truck somewhere and have people see it. So if you don't have your information on the truck, it's so important that you give people a way to reach out to you. And this is the best way I recommend. So this is Catherine Weathersby. You can reach out to me for a consultation. The link is below. You can also contact me about a website, about graphics and content for your website, and structuring your website. So you can reach out to me. Once again, the link is below. There is a fee. You get 1 hour and 30 minutes. The 30 minutes is the bonus for all my consultations surrounding business strategy. So thank you for watching, and part 2 will be here soon. And thanks again to all my new subscribers. I appreciate you subscribing to my channel. Please like, share, and leave a comment. And I'll talk to you all soon. Bye.